out of perspective. Hello. Hopefully I am loud enough. I think the music is a little bit louder than me. I'll turn it down a little bit. You came as soon as you heard. Yay! Much happy. Yeah, I sorted out a new piece recently and I really wanted to give it a go. I gotta figure out the perspective though, because there's buildings and stuff in the background and I wanna try and give this one atmosphere. Sorry, I'll move my mic closer. Oh, yeah, I went through a couple of issues trying to draw this pose. You could tell by the original pose. And I had to straighten her up a bit more. I think I'm actually full on mine. Yeah, I can't put my own audio up any further. Lol, for me it says there's 33 people at the moment. I'm gonna have to move this mic over just a tiny bit because it's actually in the way of my tools. Actually that's the point. I need to move this. Sorry, I'm just changing. Ignore that. Moving my thing over so I don't have to like move so far away from the mic to see the comments on it. There we go. Okay, so I have to figure out the vanishing point, which I pretty much got this particular piece for, and then there's also the actual like straight line of the stairs I gotta figure out, because I don't want it to just casually change angle. So I'm gonna do this so it's got an angle to go to. Character is cute. Yay, thank you. You bought my 2 books. Thank you. I'm happy that they helped you. It's really nice when I hear that like the books have done somebody else like assistance in some way. It's just nice to know. Okay, so if I do this in 2, I'd do it to there, and then the next one would also be 2, so it'd be this one, which means I gotta change the folds on that. Yeah, so the idea for this one is she's very tech based. She's got a visor with like those really whatchamacallit eyes on her. I wish my brain would work. It never wants to work when I want it to work. Like the digital like round kind of eyes that they draw. So she's got a visor with that on it. She's an android. She doesn't have a nose. And I wanted fabric to just go down the stairs. But all the buildings will be slanted and they're going to be overgrown a bit in the background. So, should be good. And yeah, I'll be answering questions during this stream. So this is a Q&A stream as well as a drawing stream, if that makes sense. So, yes. I mean, Andy met via the internet. Yeah, Andy commissioned me for a character and he was really good friends with one of my friends at the time. And he also wore a hat that was very similar to one of my characters that I wanted him to voice because he was a voice actor. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like perfect. He's wearing the hat, so it's like destiny. He still voices the character for me. So, although I need to put him in more stuff, and I've been told that I need to put him in more stuff by people who miss the character and are angry with me for not doing more with him. A big oop. Oof. You're new to my channel. Welcome. I draw things. Specifically, actually I don't draw anything in specific, if I'm honest. How long do you plan on doing YouTube for? I have no clue, actually. I don't think anyone knows how long they plan on doing it for. Like, there's a lot of things that I do, I guess, in my time that's not really YouTube related, but at the moment I can live stream on YouTube and make friends and do stuff. So I'm quite happy to stay here for now. I feel like this should actually be moved over more. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Come on, there we go. And I'm gonna move this over. Otherwise she can't really sit on it, and the last thing I need is technical issues with stairs. Because I don't know how to do perspective. Because perspective's butt. Just like everyone else here, I'm also trying to learn how to draw. I didn't do a study bin yesterday, which I was supposed to do as well. I've kind of been lacking on videos, but it's because I've been very busy. I started working with a couple of groups on other projects, so all of my time kind of disappeared. So that was a thing. Oh, one second, I'm gonna turn the thing down. Sup?
Yo.
I'm gonna turn you up now. Okay.
Yo, 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 yo.
Yay. I'm not lonely anymore, guys. Okay, well, I can't be lonely anyway because there's a bunch of people in stream, so it'd be kind of rude if I was lonely.
And I was in the room next to you anyway.
Yeah. I don't do shoutouts. It doesn't really work for anything. Like, if you want to get noticed by someone, you just talk.
It's literally pointless.
Yep, pretty much. I am self-taught, but obviously there's a lot of really good artists online. There's a lot of good information online, so you can learn literally anywhere now, which is really great. Wow, rude, Amy. Lol. No, I'm not rude. I'm just being real. There's a word. I'm terrible with English. Perspective is dumb. It is, yes. What was it? I met Jess. She commissioned me. Like, if to be honest, for most of my friends, it's a case of how did you meet X? Either I commissioned them or they commissioned me. One of the two.
Even me.
Yeah. Okay, now I can do this. I said I wasn't going to paint this picture, but I kind of want to paint it.
What was it like transitioning from real life drawing to computer drawing?
It wasn't too bad because I used to do pixel art a lot. So I was kind of doing that anyway, but learning how to draw, I guess, like you would on paper was a struggle. It took me about a month and a half, and I remember telling my sister I hated the tablet, it was pointless, and I did not want to use it, and now I don't draw on paper.
That was when you were stupid.
Yeah. I'm still kind of dumb, but yeah.
Not dumb enough not to use that.
Oh yeah, thank goodness. I learned something. I'm so happy that, like, previous me is just like, Amy, I know you're dumb, but there are limits. It's just like, yeah, I know there are limits, but leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
if you want to commission me, you pay via PayPal. If you don't have PayPal or you're too young to have PayPal, that's generally when you'll have to ask an adult for it, or you'll have to wait until you're old enough to have your own one. How long have I been drawing? Since I was a wee bab. But I haven't really been improving and steadily trying to improve until the last couple of years, really. Where do you get your inspiration? From literally everywhere. I got some inspiration by watching, what was it? There was that toy. We were watching this thing on Netflix about some of the toy companies that we know, like Lego and Hello Kitty and stuff. And like that was an inspiration at one point. Like Spider-Man's been an inspiration. So just things you like. Things you like are an inspiration.
How did you come up with your OCs?
Okay, some of them were literally just BS'd. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't remember which ones because I've had so many over time. Otherwise, some of them they were made with a purpose. Like Gabranth was made with a plot purpose because I needed a plot purpose for him. Ethan was my first OC, so he was kind of designed with a plot purpose, but it's kind of hard to like think about it actually because there's so much stuff. Yeah, some of them were based on like everyday stuff or like something that I remember when I was a kid, like getting a lollipop from the doctor was something that I remembered. So Tama, my doctor, all of his medication is sweets, which I'm very happy I did because, you know, that's just great fun. I feel like I'm gonna forever spend my time trying to figure out how to do this.
Miss Euphoric was mentioning apparently there's a Miles Morales Ninja Omega and I found them for you.
Oh. How are you so good at drawing? I study! The same way you get good at doing what's it called? The same way you get through a test, you study for it. You have to practice, you have to study, and you have to keep pushing yourself to get better. You can't just practice by drawing the same thing over and over again, and I'm guilty of this too, which is why I didn't improve for a very long time. How'd you know you could draw good? I didn't.
She's still not sure.
Box Ronin exists. That is a thing that I can never live down because I thought my anatomy was bang on back then, and oh boy, definitely not. He looks so bad. Like, he's got like really broad torso.
I like Box Ronin.
Box Ronin is like.
You know what you should do You know what you should do for one April Fools? Release that as a piece of merch.
Oh gosh, that'd be terrifying. No. Obviously, yeah, we've played Minecraft. Like, it's been on Andy's channel. It's actually on my channel somewhere like way back. There's one Let's Play I did with a friend. I feel like this isn't what I want for it, so I'm gonna just...
Yeah, April Fool's plan is that. Well, it's less that it would have been uploaded and then taken off. I mean, as in like actually uploaded and available. So, I would have loved to have bought it with just like on a t-shirt.
Lol. Okay. Using the perspective one. And what if... Sorry, I'm really trying to figure out the perspective for this so that I can draw things properly. Because that's the thing that I need to remember to do and that I don't do enough. So, I got to learn. Which Spider-Man actor do you think is the best? I personally, because I've watched them all, I went nuts on Spider-Man for the entirety of, like, midway through last year. My favorite Spider-Man is definitely the PlayStation 4 game. That's my favorite Peter Parker. So Yuri Lowenthal voiced that one, and he did a really, really good job. And I think his voice just fits everything about Peter Parker so well. And of course, if you're picking my favorite Spider-Man, as in like the out of the multiverse, it's Burrito Peter, because he's just great, because he's called
he eats burgers.
because he's called Burrito Peter. Me and Andy dating. We're married.
We're way past
He
that.
put. Oh, sorry. I put a ring on it. Yeah. What
I was
actually?
gonna say, like,
but-
we're way past that. It's too late to date now.
Chloe, yeah, we do need to do that. We need to have another game night at some point. When did your love of Undertale begin? I think it was a year after it came out, when everyone stopped nagging me.
Yeah, when everyone shut up.
Yeah, when everyone stopped asking me to play it is when I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll finally give it a go, because they're leaving me alone. I got badgered to play it or draw pictures of it so much that I put off actually looking at it for a year, and I'm so sad that that happened, because it was really good and I enjoyed it a lot. Okay. So, this is a better perspective, so I can actually, like, I want to start getting, like, the bottom of the stair in. Because perspective, it starts, like, going up further, so you won't see the top of the stair, but, like, obviously, there is a point where you start seeing it, which is what I'm trying to get. I'm also trying to make sure it's not, like, too thick or too thin.
Thick.
Thick, yeah. Okay. You need to be more active in things. Yes, you do, sub. You gotta be more active in things. Also, hi, Nakua! No, I'm not gonna do any more Undertale stuff. The hype's been gone a long time for me with Undertale. I'd much prefer to do my own stuff, just because there's so much more I can explore with my own stuff. There are no limits. If I want to kill off a character, I won't have people telling me that I shouldn't have killed off the character because it was their favorite. Now they'll tell me that, and I'll just sit there and go, I am their god, bitch. And then, yeah. Basically, I have a problem where I like to just annoy my OCs, and everyone questions why on earth I made them in the first place. Okay, I think these stairs actually need to be further back a bit. Otherwise it doesn't feel like they've got any, what's the word? Doesn't feel like they've got, like, any, mass or something.
Presents.
Well, because obviously there's got to be enough space between each step so that it feels like you could walk on them, if that makes sense. Like, it needs to be able to fit a foot size, or at least half of a foot size. So I'll make the ones at the bottom a bit thicker, I think. We love killing characters and watching fans cry. Yeah, exactly! Does anyone here use Design Doll software? I have it. I don't use it a lot. I used it in one video, and then that was it. I kind of forget it exists. Which probably would have been handy for this particular story idea, but you know, I'm not here to be smart, I'm here to draw. I mean, if the perspective is a tiny bit off, I think this will be okay. So long as it's not so overbearing that it's like, oh wow, the perspective is so off that, like, the picture looks like it's crooked or something. Because eventually this will be a print in my shop if it looks good. I'm only doing them if they look good. If they don't look good, then they're not going anywhere. Okay, that looks a bit better. I could actually go up another step. So yeah, that's that. And then that can go here. I don't actually want that to merge with her here though, so that's gonna have to go down. Basically, every now and then I'll like go and have a look at some really amazing artists, and they often critique stuff every now and then. So if I find someone who's got like a very specific take on something, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong. So I try and fix it. Where are you hiding all the Buff Boy drawings? Nako, you're not supposed to tell people about those. Those are for me.
What do you mean hide them?
Shh.
They've been uploaded.
Sadly I haven't drawn any like big buff guys for a little bit, because I've been trying to practice more fluid poses, and obviously I found drawing girls is quite helpful for that. Not only that, but there's a couple of big pictures I want to make, and unfortunately, like, it takes me a while to figure out how to do the actual picture and the pose. And I have not had a lot of free time, sadly. And no one will hire me to draw buff boys! I want to petition so that I can just draw buff boys. Like, that's what I want. Buff boys and maybe, like, some kind of, what's it called? Oh, I just realized something. I was supposed to check the thing of the stairs, and I've done it wrong. So some of them don't actually reach the bottom of the step like they're supposed to. Oh no, they're actually almost really close! I did super good all by myself. Wow. Look at me go, guys. I did a thing good by accident, but we'll pretend it's on purpose. Yeah, look at me cow. Ian is not a buff boy. No. I'm gonna be honest, none of the boys in there are buff boys. They're all like skinny, fit boys, and that's about it. Like, if we're talking buff boy, I'm talking about like Goku. Goku's a buff. He's a very big buff boy. Just lacking a masculine presence, funnily enough, for a very muscular character. What's my favorite animation channel? I don't have one. The amount of free time I have is very limited. So the amount of stuff that I actually watch is kind of minimal. I think if I move that... Oh no, actually it's not a bad height, but I think it's just in the wrong direction. Yeah, so I don't watch a lot of channels. I actually tend to watch almost like documentary styled channels where they tell you about cool things in the world, or informational stuff on psychology and stuff like that. So I love learning about a lot of stuff instead of watching just, I guess, the generic channels. And I used to watch a couple of art channels, but I find I don't watch them as much since a lot of them tend to, I guess, go the meme route and just do like the basic challenge stuff now instead of big art pieces. So it just comes down to personal preference, and I'm too much into all of my garbage, and I'm just like, yay, okay, I'm gonna go learn this now. Okay, now let's come all the way down because I will need a barrier between her and then the buildings at the back. Where did you get your inspiration for the design of the T-Bunny shirt? Oh, okay, so, ages and ages ago, I think it was like almost 2 years ago now, I designed a thing called a liquid bunny. I don't know why I designed it, I just did. The original one was a dew bunny, so it was a little bunny made out of water with a little leaf hat on, which was inspired by the artist who designed Gamer Cat, because she had this little bunny. It was a white bunny with this little leaf on its head, and I loved it. so much. So
Yeah, as in like dew bunny, like the dew on water.
yeah, Dew Bunny. So that was what that was designed off. And then eventually I was just like drawing other liquid themed rabbits. And eventually beverages came up. So I'm just like, oh, I need a tea bunny. Because Andy drinks a lot of tea. Or at least he used to drink a lot more
I used to,
tea.
I don't anymore really. It makes me ill.
Yeah. You stopped drinking a lot of stuff like that though.
I do coffee.
Yeah. Okay, I can fix her now. Because we actually have stairs that could somewhat function. That's nice. Probably. One day I'll actually, like, be good at perspective, and then everyone will think that I'm completely capable at everything. Although, funnily enough, look how close I came with, like, my folds and stuff. I was actually not far off. That kind of makes me happy. I feel like a smart potato. So, this is literally just all fabric, and it cascades down the thing. I want to make it slightly clear, so it almost looks like water, but it's obviously not. There we go, that's alright. And this probably needs to come in more. So that's not bad. Who's my favorite OC? I can't pick, because I feel like that's mean to pick between my children, and it keeps changing, so I can't pick one of those for now. What is my favorite art piece I've made? That's a good question, because, like, it was the one with Gabranth. You remember the big shadow one that I had of him facing his demons?
I like that one.
Yeah, I do really, really like that one. But there was another one I drew with Laz, which is this, like, old man. And he's building something, and it's, like, got sparks, and it's all glowy and pretty. And then there's this little kid, which is Ethan, and he's, like, peering over his shoulder, and he's super excited about it. And then there's all these little Easter eggs in the picture of my stories and stuff, and it's just, that's my favorite picture I think that I've made, because I worked for like a month on it, so I was really, really happy. I have no clue why other people aren't uploading. I'm not sure why you would ask me about it. I'm not my friends. I'm my own person. Oh, Andy, what's your favorite one of my OCs?
Probably Gabranth or Laz.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised you...
One of them's had the most story intense, so it's obviously very interesting. And Laz is just funny.
I love Laz so much. I just love the idea of, like, a grumpy old man, but, like, throw him in a story element. It's just like, okay, grumpy old man, that has to be there, whether he likes it or not. That doesn't quite meet this one. So let's cheat the system and just... Yep. Cheating the system helps. Makes things easier. That still doesn't reach it, so it does need to be down just a little bit, but not too much. Like there, that's fine. So I'm gonna probably paint all of this, put some nice lighting in, and then the background will be like all on its own. Gotta love the Gabranth pillow. Yeah. I mean, it stays in our bedroom. It's really comfortable, like, as a pillow. Do you prefer pancakes or waffles? I don't actually know. I don't really eat either one of them, funnily enough.
I don't really have a preference. I like both.
Hmm. How have y'all been since the weather started to calm down? Oh god.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. I really got frustrated with the heat. It stopped me from being able to work, and I had a project due, and I was just like, oh man. Had to go downstairs because upstairs was too hot. So that wasn't fun. But we survived. We lived to tell another. We lived to do something. I don't really know what I'm doing in the general.
We barely lived.
Yeah. Okay, I might zoom out for this bit. Yeah, so this one will be a poster, so I don't think I'll need that anymore. Actually, I can probably do without it. And I'm gonna get rid of everything that's around her just so I can see how it looks. This foot needs to actually feel like it's sitting on a flat surface because this exists, it needs mass. And it's something I'm desperately trying to fix. I don't want all of my stuff to feel flat, and because I started noticing it in artwork that's like both mine and not mine. You can see it a lot more as you learn stuff. And I want to be able to do like the best I can to do things, so I'm gonna put a tree probably behind here. And then maybe have some moss and some rust all over this stuff. And then there'll be cracks through the stairs. It's gonna look really old and overgrown, pretty much. This is just a picture for Hannah. I just kind of realized. And then both of the pictures I've drawn recently have been tech themed. So I guess this one will have a lot more green in it, which is nice. My birthday technically used to be in winter, and then I moved to the other side of the world, so now my birthday is in summer. Yay. I miss it being like close to snowing on my birthday. That was great. New Zealand was the best. How long does one piece of artwork take? Every single piece is always different. It depends on style, complexity, background, how much detail I really want to start shoving into it. And if I have art block or not, that's also going to affect how I think about what I'm drawing. And your self-confidence, if it's low, you will probably spend a lot longer on the picture because you'll become paranoid that everything looks wrong.
So I'm playing Dead by Daylight.
Yeah?
I think I whooped a group so hard that they ended up arguing with themselves.
Oh? What did you do?
I finished the match because two of them were salty, so they kept hiding instead of playing.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we finished, all I saw in the chat was like, "Oh my god, name, you suck!" It's just, they were talking to each other. It's like, "Excuse me." It's like I was doing this. It's great.
Okay, so someone just asked me if I could move to any country, where would I move to? Funnily enough,
I wonder where.
funnily enough, I moved all the way from Australia to the UK. So if I was to move anywhere, it would be to the UK where I moved because I wanted to marry Andy.
Imagine just a magical world where like it's just you and you could move anywhere with no problems, no money wasn't an issue. Where would you go?
Canada.
Canada.
And there was a point where we were actually considering moving to Canada. It didn't last for long, but like it was a consideration for like 10 minutes, which was an odd thought. Okay, so if I basically select this entire lot and just make it like black, I can paint over the top of it and it won't affect the background. Then I can stick the background in and I can make things different depths and then we'll be good. How are you able to make browser friends? Oh, you mean shimijis. So...
I like the term browser friends.
Yeah, I really like that too. Visas are all... Yeah, visas suck. So if you look up... I'm just gonna write it here, because...
Well, visas don't look that hard.
There you go. So if you get this, then what you do is you open the file with everything in it, and then you go into images. Then you steal their image and put it in like Photoshop or Paint, wherever you're changing your image. Then you just replace it with your image. So you just draw whatever you want in there. And then you basically just save that over their image. And then it becomes the new one. So every time you use their file, you're able to, what's it called? Hey, hi Finn! And Finn's working on one. Stealing my idea. I'm gonna put mine on so that I can prove that I'm cool.
I mean, Andy, what book genre do you like? I like sci-fi. I've been reading the Mass Effect books.
I like manga because pictures. Oh, I just realized I'm gonna have to get rid of the bar. Where's the little bar that I got? Is it...
Oh, Finn, I really like the symbolism in your latest beat art. It was really well done. I like that.
I'm trying to figure out which image it had. It's that one. Aha! Okay, I figured it out. I feel slightly smarter. Okay, here's my plebs. My pleb children.
You plebs.
Hey, you're not stealing. That's for me to decide, thank you. No, I'm kidding. What is the girl in this drawing? She has no name. She is some kind of cyborg person with no nose because I couldn't be bothered drawing a nose and it looked weird, so I just can't
She's
be
a
bothered.
cyborg. She has no need. She has aerial sensors.
Yep. And then,
Yes, Finn, that was you, yes.
yeah. Finn, you know I love you, right? I always love you. You're like the bestest. Even though we don't talk much because we're both busy.
Noses are overrated? I know, right?
Yeah, noses are... Okay, noses are hard to draw. I've drawn so many noses trying to figure out how to draw noses. And all I figured out was that I don't know how to draw noses. Do you know how sad that is? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get this tool. Sorry. Where I've got my mic, it's just slightly in the way. I'm going to move it just there we go. Now it shouldn't be in the way. Watch it be in the way the next time I do anything.
Can you roughly remember the amount of characters you've created? Oh, God, here we go.
Probably about 70 to 80 that I can remember.
What are your zodiac signs? I'm Aquarius.
I am a Leo.
So, a lion and a fish.
Is Aquarius a fish? I thought it's no.
Oh no, it's a wave. That's Pisces, yeah. Alright, I'm wave.
Yeah, I was gonna say because my sisters, I got two sisters that are Pisces.
You have two fish sisters.
I do. One of them was even nicknamed Fish in Maori.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll forever remember what fish is in Te Reo Māori. I didn't even know it was called Te Reo Māori. I actually just thought it was called Maori, but apparently it's different. ADOCs looks like... No! This is called world building, Nakua! You need more OCs! Dude! Flesh out your worlds!
I love how your response is no you.
Yeah. Okay, so the reason you need... Let me just, like, put this in perspective, right? So, for just Ethan's story, right? You have the main cast. You've got Ethan, Gabranth, Tama, Kaizen, Kimiko, and then Ty is like a side character. Miko, Kiz, Fluff are all side characters. And then you've also got the bad guys, which I'm not going to name them all. Then there's Seth. Then there's everyone that they've met along the way. So there's 2 characters that will be introduced eventually. There's another 2 people which run a bar. And then there's people in that bar. There's Teresa, and then there's every single one of her men. And she has a group of about 40 men who follow her beck and call. And I had to name at least 5 of those. So that's what I mean.
I voiced one of them.
Yeah. And then there's Laz. And then there's parents. So, like, you've got Gabranth. Then you've got Gabranth's mother and his father. You've got Ethan's mother and then his mother's parents. And then there's technically, like, there's too many things that you can do, but that's how you build the world out. And you can make so many more characters out of it. It's great fun. Any advice for an inspiring animator / writer? Oh yeah, the list of 330 something superpowers, lol. So if you wanna start like doing animation, you've got to look at how the world works. So figure out how basically like how people walk, how people move in general for like certain things. You also notice that people generally make some very small or minor movements which help build the character for that person. And when you're writing, you'll have similar things. So certain characters will have quirks and whatnot that they have to keep with. You can't just change the character's personality to fit a plot because people notice. I will tell you that I noticed because I will notice.
Like, I have the will to never kill. Oh wait, I don't like you. I will kill.
Yeah, like so, Gabranth, one of my mains, if you aren't particularly familiar with, he is generally very timid around people. And that did not change even after he saw his son, which he hadn't seen in 13 years. In fact, it was more so, because his son punched him in the face. He's very awkward. He does not know how to be anything other than awkward until you put him in a situation with something that he is actually confident in. So the only thing he actually knows how to do is fight, because that was his job. So if you put him in a fighting situation of any kind, he'll jump to being confident, but as soon as he has to talk to somebody, that confidence goes down and he'll start questioning his own decisions. So you gotta keep that character there. And eventually, like, you can build on that character and, like, make them less anxious or whatever, but you have to... You still have to work on, like, actually showing the improvements bit by bit. You can't just shove it in all at once. And Finn...
My character trait... Oh, sorry,
I saw that. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's not true. Stinking Phil. Phil has stayed this stinking godly sex appeal dude right from the get-go, and he's still the same. You can't tell me otherwise. That's how I see him.
Can't ruin Phil.
Yeah, no, you can't ruin Phil. How dare you? I went obsessed.
It's like when I first started to get to know you and you'd gone through your characters that you'd done, you then started talking about Phil. Even I know who Phil is.
I had to spread the word about Phil, the
Spread
octopus dude that was originally made, I think, as like a Kero no Gunso character that I was like obsessed with.
Oh my god.
Kero no Gunso is the shiz, okay? No one can tell me. There's no such thing as a better anime because I saw Keroro's VA talking like a woman while wearing massive amounts of makeup, and it was amazing. Enemy talks to Gabranth in the middle of a fight. He fumbles with weapon. Gabranth has no weapon, they're his fists. So, I mean, he can't drop them at least.
He drops his fists.
He was a hentai joke character. Yeah, but that's why he's amazing, okay? Okay, I'm gonna be smart. Look at this. Look, I can do a thing now. Shoof. So now I can paint in just this area, and it means that I can choose whether I want her to be in the light or the dark. But I'm probably gonna have the background be lighter. And these are all straight lines, so I'm literally just gonna grab this tool for this bit. This is just so I can keep gradients and stuff from bleeding into the background. I don't want to have to clean it all up later. It's too much work. And there's about a 90% chance that I'm gonna like ruin this anyway, because I always paint over the wrong thing or on the wrong layer anyway. There we go. So now we actually have like a full thing. See? Look how cool that looks. It's just a silhouette, but it looks like it could exist, so that's good.
That does look really cool.
Yeah.
It's what you tend to see on like all the other things you like. You know what I mean? Like you know the other ones you look at and you're like, wow, that's really cool.
Oh.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing. Whenever you start a profession, and then you realize that your stuff is starting to look like all the other people's stuff that you really appreciate.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever.
Look, it now looks clean because I just like stuck it to this one. Look at the difference.
No cheats.
I love cheats. Cheats are my thing. You've been trying to improve your drawing for a long time. If you have a look on after the stream, if you have a look at the main page of my channel, just under like the start, there should be one called Learning with Ben. I think it is. No, it's not that one. Study Ben. I changed it. That was the old one. So Study Ben, and basically you can watch me study at the same time. So it's good for learning the basics, and it teaches you how to study, not just how to draw better, because you need to be able to study to draw everything rather than learning to draw one thing. So I really, really want to stress that to people, that you need to start learning how to learn, funnily enough, because people kind of forget that after a while. OMG, you had no idea I was streaming. It's okay. Like, you can either watch it back or, like, I'll be on here for a while anyway, because I have a habit of streaming for far too long, as we all know. Are you going abroad for the holidays or chilling in the UK?
There's the holidays.
What are the holidays? I don't actually. When are holidays? I didn't. Wait, okay.
If you mean school holidays, they mean very little to us anymore.
I was gonna say. So in terms of actual holidays, we have had none.
We're talking about finally having our very first one when we move house.
Yeah, like we didn't even technically go out for a honeymoon like most normal couples when they get married. This is the bad thing. You need to get back on doing better at studying. You know what you need to do, Finn? You need to call me and we need to do a study session together, because you can teach me how to draw more fluid poses and I can teach you how to draw buff men. I can pretend to teach you that I know how to draw buff men.
Even for a guy who works in the school holidays mean very little.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as you get out of school, like, the holidays mean nothing. If you're, like, oh my gosh, it's like when I used to be, like, because at one point I was homeschooled, so, like, school holidays...
They really meant nothing.
Well, school holidays literally just meant that there was more people at, like, everything that I wanted to go and do. So school holidays were just like, okay, well, I'm not going out for 2 weeks, because what's the point? And then after the school holidays, I'm just like, yeah, perfect. Now I can go out because everyone's back at school.
Oh yeah, how's the new house thing going?
Slow.
Progress, slow but progressive. The solicitor that we're using was on holiday until Wednesday, so that was great. The people who owned the house previously have moved all the stuff out of it now. So we're just waiting to hear back, and I'm probably going to call them tomorrow about it. So we can go, hey up, hit, pay money, yo, now it's ours, piss off.
Oh, and we got to pet the dog of the people who came over to help remove stuff, and the dog was a black lab, and her name was...
No, it was a chocolate lab.
That was it, yeah. So she's a chocolate lab, and her name was Coco, and she was so darling.
She was.
She just
didn't
like,
say anything.
Yeah, she didn't like even go oof Like she just like was super quiet. She's just super quiet.
She didn't even Roblox, guys.
Yeah, no, she did not. But yes, she was darling. That made my day. Just seeing a dog and petting a dog makes my day. So the moment we get the house, we're going to get the dog.
Yeah, when we have the house, Finn, you're invited.
Yes, Finn! Oh my gosh, yes! You can come to our house! We have a spare... Well, we will have a spare room. And I technically have spare tablets. Because I am a nerd for drawing.
Oh, okay, back to actual questions. Any tips for shadows?
Okay, so one, figure out where your lighting is coming from. Mine's coming from the wrong angle that I actually want to put everything else in, so it's not doing very well right now. So basically what you do is you figure out where your light's coming from. You can put like a ray of light if you really want to, but... Oh boy, what did I do? Okay. Sorry, this file was big, so every time like something doesn't work, I would stress and worry. We're partying. There's a tavern not far from us, so yes, we can.
A tavern where you can bring dogs.
Yeah, you can take your dogs in the tavern. That was like the best thing I'd ever seen in my life. I got to feed a dog my leftovers. I was so happy, and yeah.
You jamming Chloe's in the body? Of course you guys are.
Yeah. We're supposed to go shopping, Chloe. What happened to us going shopping, Chloe?
Alright.
I wanted to go to the nerd shop with you, Chloe. Why?
Doggo Tavern. Yeah, there's literally a tavern near us which got redone, but they don't let kids in and they let dogs in.
Yeah, so you're not allowed to bring kids, but you can bring dogs. There's also another tavern not far away, and it's like super old. It's like a super old-fashioned like hotel, and
It's like hundreds of years old. Or
yeah.
Something like that.
And I saw it, and I'm just like, wow. I need to bring my sister here because we like old architecture. Wow. I love old architecture, so moving to England was like the smartest thing. Now I really want to share it with people, but no one will come visit me. I know Chloe already knows about
You're lucky
stuff.
you have taverns. Yeah, we do.
I always wanted to go to a tavern, now we can. You can buy food. The food's pretty good.
And are you going to try and create any other Minecraft stories? Well, I won't say much, but I did open a certain Premiere folder today. Or file, so...
And I got to watch stuff.
Pickle Rick!
Yes! I'm actually wearing a shirt for Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Much proud. Where did you live originally? I originally lived in New Zealand, and then a couple of years ago I was in Australia for 10 years. I've been around. I've also visited the US a couple of times, and there was a point where we almost moved.
I went to Hong Kong Airport. That was cool.
We've been to Singapore Airport.
Yes, we have, and Dubai.
Yeah.
We've also been to France, and I've been to Germany.
Okay, I'm trying to see if I can get this light right. This fabric's clear, so there isn't going to be a lot of shadow casted from it. But obviously the light's only going to be able to hit certain parts of the thing. I'm really trying to learn how lighting works, because if I can make nice lighted pictures, then it's just a bonus for everything.
Well, I just thought you were British. Well, that makes sense, you know. People usually go with whatever country you're in, so...
Yeah, pretty much.
You recommend South Africa? See, the funny thing is, like, as much as I've traveled, I don't like traveling.
Yeah.
I've traveled mostly out of necessity.
I want to go to Japan. Like, I really, really would like to go to Japan. And I want to go to Canada. And Scotland. And Ireland. There's a lot of places I want to go, but they're expensive, so I don't go very many places.
Well, Scotland and Ireland aren't.
You know, those are cheap, but, like, we never find time to go anywhere.
It's because we always got crap going on.
Yeah, we do. Okay, this foot's actually going to be out in the open, so it'll be about here. So, the light's coming across.
I'm crossing my fingers for the next annual meeting is going to be in London, then I'll add a few days on for holiday. Heh. Awesome.
Yay!
Said Heidi.
Yeah, if you can come again, Heidi, we shall have, like, you can come to our house, and then I
Pet the
can,
dog.
yeah, I can do that, and then Chloe can come over, and then we'll pull out the badge machine and the super glue, because otherwise they fall apart, which is annoying. So I have
Oh,
super
yeah.
glue.
We've paid for the what do you call it? The UWU badge.
Oh
Creation.
yeah. So
UWUs are being created.
yeah, I designed a pen for Andy's shop. You'll be very surprised when you see my shop with the amount of stuff that I've
my
customized. I found out that I can customize a lot of things, so I got very happy. Also, I ordered a birthday present for myself, and I've been excited because I've wanted it for over a year. I don't think I can put them up on the shop because they aren't worth very much, and I don't think that they will sell them if it's not up for a certain amount. But I got a rub-on tattoo of Gabrant's design, so you can actually like be an elite. Pick like a place to stick it, or you can cosplay as Gabrant, one of the two.
OO in progress. Yep, pretty much.
Actually, that's a point. I should design like what I would look like as an elite for fun.
Lol.
That'd make for a fun project to do. I feel like this might still be there. So if I instead take this off, make it look like there's less sun at the top, then it feels like something is hitting it enough where it's sort of cut it off. Like that. Keeps the lighting on her, and it also means that I can transition this bit a bit more. I am trying my best. I really want to learn how to do a nice lit picture. Not in the term of lit fam. I knew you were gonna do that! Time for everyone to make elite OCs. I would be okay with that. That's the whole point of this. I want people to like... Because I'm going to give some of them away for friends and people who have bought specifically the consumed hoodie. Eventually, when I'm able to like put things together, I want to do things like the standees of like Gabrant that I did, and you'd be able to have like the rub-on tattoo when you buy it at the same time. So that's something I want to do in the future if I can get certain things to go off well. But I also want to give a couple out in a giveaway so that people can basically just have them. So I got excited. I ordered quite a few because I want to be able to put them on too and run around in them. It's just like, yay, look, I got 4 on me. I'm a really special elite.
OP.
Look, if I'm gonna be like put myself in there, that's when you Mary Sue it, right? It's literally what everyone
Enough
does.
this self-insert bullshit.
But you know, I did want it so that people could, basically it means that if anyone ever actually wanted to cosplay, they're basically invited to make their own character to cosplay as too for it for fun. I like inspiring creativity in everybody, not just, follow along, I guess, if that makes sense. Trying to get the lighting on this shirt. I feel like this probably would have a little bit less, but... What do you think of that lighting for this one?
I like it.
I think maybe a bit more on here.
I mean, obviously, I don't know if it's correct or not, but looks good to me.
There we go, that's better. So from that, it means I can put base colors in, and then I can clean it all up with painting, and then we can do the background afterwards. Then I can put atmosphere in it. What's the theme of this picture? Technology and nature is the theme of this one. So basically, technology advancing to the point where you don't have people anymore. You've basically just got a robot in a world that's now overgrown because people aren't in it anymore. You're actually drawing digitally for once. Yay! I'm so happy! Like, it's really nice to have, I don't know, to inspire someone to do something, And it's just, if you can try something different and you can enjoy it, then like that's great. I feel like that's pretty much like the whole purpose of art, was for to inspire other people. It may not like always come off that way with, I guess, the way it's often used now, but there's still a big part of it in that, especially with a lot of the artists that I've followed over the years. That includes writers and people, like creative people in general too. Cool. I'm happy with that. I think she looks neat. We can add like texture and everything afterwards. Elites are the tattooed characters in your story, right? Yep. So Gabrant, basically you've got you've seen Seth. Seth has got one on the forearm. And then you've got Gabrant has got one on his shoulder, and I showed a chibi of another guy and he's just got it on his chest and he's pulling his shirt open.
Ah, Gabriel.
Yeah, I gotta love Gabriel, the only character that shouldn't exist, and he does. The world can't live without him. He's like too perfect. I really wanted to make a character that was so perfect it's ridiculous. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the donation, Phoenix. It's by Phoenix Play, so it's a different Phoenix.
Oh.
Now I got two
Yeah.
I got two Phoenixes now. I feel like ridiculously special. Yeah, thank you so much. All of the donations at the moment are actually going towards me being able to afford my own pin on my store, because I drew a Shiba cupcake. Where am I? You'll have to excuse, I have so many things at the moment. In here. I've been working my butt off lately with design ideas. So this thing here, this little Shiba, it's a Shiba cupcake. I want to do a pin of this one. Like, I really want to do a pin of this one, but I'm doing it at the moment. I'm waiting for either shirts and things to sell, so any merchandise that's been bought will go towards funding this one, or any donations will go towards funding this one, so I'm trying not to pull it out of my own pocket at the moment, just because I'm saving that for a couple of other things later on. You want that as a pin so bad. Well, eventually it'll be an option. There's also some other ones in here. Actually, I can just show you this. So we've got this is a design I made for a different piece of merch, which I could just make off the bit. I don't do the pin designs for Jess, no, that's someone else. I'm fairly sure she credits who it was. So we've got a donut bunny and another donut bunny. So this one's a jam donut, and that one's a sprinkled donut. We've got cat cinnamon buns. So there's two of them. There's a chocolate one. There's a brownie bear. This is a white chocolate sweet cockatoo. And then there's a sausage dog eclair. And then there's the two Shiba cupcakes. Because
I'll be showing them the other thing as well.
Oh, the big one?
No, the cases.
Oh, no, I haven't. Okay, I'll grab the... Where are we? Trying to remember which one it is. Was it T-Doge? I don't think it's the T-Doge one. Phone case, here we go. Okay, and then we have, these are phone cases. So it crops off. These ones I've already put up on my store, but they're not going to be available for a little bit. So it crops off about here. There you go. So it goes about like that size for the phone. And you've got the red Shiba. You've got the yellow or the white Shiba. And then you've got the black and blue Shiba. I love these so much. But they have like little patterns.
We come up with names for them as well.
Oh yeah, so they have names.
There's Ghost.
Ghost is that
Are you-
one. Toast is that one. And Roast is that one. So these are...
Ghost, Toast, and Rose.
Yep, so those are, one thing I've got. I can actually show them a couple of bits and pieces.
Well, these will be phone cases, so they won't be. They shouldn't be really that expensive.
This is for the OC Chronicle nerds. They'll get this off the straight off the bat, but anyone else might not get it until later. But yeah, that's one design. And this is originally what the sweets were for. But it's like, it's been a struggle making it like perfect. But yeah, I've got like a bunch of hoodies and stuff that I've been working on. So there's a bit of fun stuff to look forward to, and then yeah. Yeah, no, a physical store of all of these things will actually be up in a couple of weeks, I think. I'm waiting for one of my hoodies to arrive so I can make sure that the design works perfectly the way I want. And everything else will basically be available. The only thing that won't be available for a while will be the pin, and that's because I'm just going to wait until I've got the funding from everything else to do it. Oh, I just realized you wouldn't have this because of her foot, but it would go up further. Ah! There we go, that's better. And I can put more over here. See you, sub. Thank you for coming. I mean, like, Target. I wish. That's like the goal, but it's really hard to get into that kind of stuff. I mean, if everybody actually get my
Let me put it this way:
merch.
if you want like content creators merch in store, the store will listen to numbers.
Yeah, pretty much.
So here I sold this much and we made this much.
Yeah. So the goal eventually is to have my own merch in a store. Would be that's like the goal. But having my own like little store that I've opened myself online and just being able to add new merch to it is nice. Eventually what I want to do is I want to package items together. So like if you buy the consumed hoodie, which is one that I've shown a couple of people before, it would come with like Gabrant's tattoo. Obviously I can't do that yet because technically I'm still like a small creator, so I don't have a lot of assets and stuff that I can do, and I don't have a lot of funding to do that with my projects. But eventually that like will be a change, so I'm looking forward to when I can do that kind of stuff because it'd just be lots and lots of fun. I just thought there'd be a little bit of light on this tree. If it's coming, if it hits the bars, it has to hit the tree just a little bit. So there we go. Getting the lighting and atmosphere is making me happy, actually. Amy, you speak lies. Lol, how am I speaking lies? I'm trying a really hard background right now and I have no idea what I'm doing. This will be fun. Well, I mean, starting is the best way to learn, so...
I'll be honest, having that opinion of this will be fun is the best you can have.
I mean, technically, if, what's it called? Yeah, sorry, I just saw what Chloe had posted earlier. It'd be cool if you made a little booth at a con. I actually did it once. And yes, technically I'm a small creator. I'm like under 200 to, well, under like 500k, I guess is kind of still a small creator in the way that YouTube is now. But I was gonna say, and honestly, sorry, like, because someone keeps bringing it up. It's honestly fine to say you're a small creator. There's nothing sad or like what's it called, insulting about it. I think it's just a thing. Everyone goes through periods where they may or may not like get bigger, or they stagnate for a bit. I'm just enjoying what I do.
To be honest, to push into like, to push like into stuff outside of YouTube, really they're not gonna give a crap unless you're like 1 million subs, probably.
Pretty much. But yeah, I'm getting there eventually. And also, yeah, I did do a merch booth at one convention because we got invited to in a convention called DigiKids, and I took a bunch of merch with me, and it was really nice to actually sell some stuff in person. I got to meet one of the people in here in person, I think for like the second time. I can't remember if it was, my brain always dies and I forget the names of people when I want it. Miss Euphoric, that was it! Haha, I remember. I got super excited too because like people were wearing my merch, and one kid had come up wearing one of my hoodies. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's my hoodie! So eventually if people start buying my merch, it's more exciting to see people wearing it rather than earning anything from it. Oh, to be honest, I don't think saying I'm a small creator actually affects my art at all. My art, like, skill and YouTube, I kind of put in two different categories. You can get big on YouTube without having, like, a huge art skill, if that makes sense. People come for the personality often, not just the skill. So it depends on why your channel got big, I suppose. You was wearing the Water Bunny shirt. I remember, it was great. Yeah, I'm hoping eventually that they'll add notebooks to thing, because Andy gave me a great idea for a notebook and I really want to make it and I can't make it yet. How dare you? Look what you've done to me, Andy. Really, 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 really want to make that too.
London Comic Con, we should consider that.
Yeah, we should.
London, stupid expensive.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard for us to get to. One day that may change. Who knows? Yeah, I'm kind of happy. I was originally going to speed paint this one, but I'm actually happier I didn't, because it's given me some bit more relaxed feeling with it. No, I don't want that kind of red. I do want like red or orange or something to go with it though. Orange works. I want it to contrast with the greenery. There we go. That's not bad. Yes, you should come see me again. Lol. There's a London Comic Con. I honestly have no idea. I'd have to look around on Google to see when.
Yeah, there is. There's London.
No, they're like when. But we don't know when.
Oh, when? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Include the notebook in OC Chronicles so it kind of exists. I mean, technically, yeah, I would actually include it, considering the design idea Andy had for it was just too good.
Cause I'm a genius. Oh yeah, you could show them the ones you were doing for me as well.
Oh, are you sure you want me to show you those?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, I'll pull them up. So I was doing, similar to the dog ones that I was making, I made one for Andy. So we have Pip, who's adorable, and Twitch, but I gotta finish the background for Twitch's one. And Pip's one has, because I've been doing patterns, like brand new little patterns in the background. So there's food.
Twitch is such a little chonk.
I know, but he's adorable, right? Okay, so for Pip's one, we've got a cheeseburger, a lollipop, pizza, a star, because I've always drawn stars with him for some reason. A cinnamon bun, because I thought he needed a cinnamon bun, and a donut. Twitches will have things like books and beakers.
Put Twitch on again and let's just admire like the neck chunk.
That's not a neck chunk, that's just a bandana.
No, but he's like squished into it, so he's like.
Lol. No, that's because he's got a chubby head, and chubby heads are like gigantic.
So like you.
I wish Pips were real. I wish Pip was real. I want a Pip in real life.
You can, yes.
Pip is a cinnamon bun. That's literally what I was going for when I put that in there.
Yep.
But yeah, so Twitches will have like book speakers and sciencey stuff in it. So.
Bandanas on neck chunk.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm really hoping that basically the more people that buy merch when I release it means the more merch I can make, so I can make more cool designs, which I'm like super excited about. Do I want this to be this color or different? I feel like the value of that color is way too high. That's better. I've got to keep like a mother color in here so everything doesn't feel like it's too bright or too colored. This is an exception though, because it's gonna go down here. It looks like water almost. Thankfully with the fact that I'm painting it afterwards, I can change stuff fairly easy. So that'll be that one. This will be darker. That'll probably have like folds and stuff in it. Getting rid of some of this stuff because I'm going to put some shadows and whatnot in. This kind of just helps me do it later. You like the music in the background? Oh yay, I'm happy. I've got Epidemic Sounds. I always use their music when I'm streaming. They generally have really good like mood you can set, which is nice. I love the fact that people are just like, yeah, bandanas are neck chunks now. Can we get insight on Cabrant's workout routine?
Well, you did have that video showing him doing the workout.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe you should ask Tama. He's been researching. Oh my gosh. I just realized, like, the other day I was watching God of War, and it surprised me how much Kratos sounded like Tama. I'm just like, wow, okay then. I didn't realize that Tama was basically just like this scary old god. It's like completely accidental, but it's just like they had a very similar tone. It was just kind of funny because all I heard was just boy. I'm just like, I can imagine Tama saying that 'cause he hates Ty's guts. So that feels too saturated still. I don't want to oversaturate the picture because it tends to cause issues. So I'll fix certain things after. But you know, it was really funny. I wasn't expecting it. Okay, another thing. I'm gonna change the color of this tree so that they're not the same color on both sides, because two different plants would probably have two different colors, maybe. Generally speaking, yes. I'm trying to think like a smart person. Hey! Hi, Boswald!
Oh my gosh, it's Bozzy.
I met Jess because she commissioned me to do art stuff, and then Andy was working with her after for a bit, and it's just like, oh, Mia, hi! You did work for me ages ago. I want to get a picture. That was it. That was our entire conversation. Now she's my friend. To be honest, it's kind of like, it's in a weird way the same as most people meet their friends, just business orientated, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna need more of like a rustic color. That's way too bright. It's not really metal enough. What if I change the color of the stairs then? Yeah, that feels a bit better for the stairs. Also, if you've asked me a question I haven't responded to it, feel free to post it again after a little while, because sometimes I'm just looking at my screen painting or something and it goes past without me seeing it. Obviously I try to not do that as much as I can, but I'm one person, so... Nope, that's not the color I want. That's a bit better. I'm gonna put like a glow around her eventually so that I can get rid of these lines so that they don't impede. I just realized this is a similar color scheme to Haru, Finn's character.
Lol.
Yeah, I kind of just accidentally did that. Even this like the what's it called? The almost roundness of the hair kind of reminds me of them. It was not intentional, Finn. Please don't hurt me.
What?
I'm stealing your character by accident.
My copyright strike.
Well, you can just tell people if this picture ever gets famous, you can just tell them that's actually your OC. So it was fan art this whole time. That looks alright. I want this color to be brighter. I want the contrast of the two to be really high. Same for this one. Maybe not that high. Just a little bit less than that. That's better. Andy can record it. We'll get all the YouTube monies. What? We'll fight this out, lol. I don't think we have like many diners here. We have cafes, and they all serve the same thing, I've noticed.
You said the same thing.
Shush. Yeah, but it's like you going to like everywhere else. You can like in Australia where when you came to visit, there's just like a Hungry Jack's and a McDonald's every few blocks.
Sweats in Japanese
What?
in the chat.
That is great. I love how you're going. What? We went crazy while Amy and Andy are just like chilling. Yeah, I let the chat do what it wants, and then I just enjoy the view from all the way over here. Which one of your characters' designs are you most proud of? Ah, that's a good question. Tama's one I am proud of, actually, just because he's a different, entirely different tone compared to everyone else, so I actually had to change his,
He took a bit of research.
a little bit, yeah. Whoa, that's bright. That's not quite what I want. I mean, Gabranth's one I'm happy with because I refined it. So that's one. Ethan's one's always been nice. I feel like this is wrong. I mean, it's supposed to feel warm, but I feel like it's not quite right. That feels more like getting closer to day, which is probably what we want. That's too much. Yeah, no, I think there's quite a few of my characters, actually, that I've kind of fallen in love with, I guess. There we go, it's in the middle. I love how they're literally just plotting how our mine and Finn's fight should go out. Well, you can stop fighting because I'm going to change the color of your clothes. Ah ha 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 ha.
Got him.
Yeah, I like the really, really orange hair. I'm not changing that, I like that a lot. What goes really well with orange? Not really a color I want. That's too far off the... What if I've just gone back to what it was? Oh, I don't mind that one. It's a bit more like color neutral. So it's less vibrant. Finn, you don't need YouTube fame from that. You're ridiculously talented on your own, okay? You don't need a mooch.
Yeah, but it's easier.
Wow.
Why should I bother coming up with my own original thing when I could just steal somebody else's?
That is the truth, right? That's exactly it.
There we go, chat's with me. Chat understands.
Chad does understand. Trying to get colors I want for this background bit. There's one cheat way you can do it. This bar is like the nicest bar in here. There's so much things I can do. Ethan, I'm just gonna put you here for a minute. I just need to borrow the color balance so I can put more blue in it.
I love how these are literally just like your children just running around and getting in the way.
They literally are. It's like, at this point, there is nothing else. Okay, do that to add some color. Put this in here. This just helps me do all the nice lighting stuff.
Why are you obsessed with fighting? What are you running from, really?
I mean, I feel like I'm, like, sorted in that. You don't... Look, just come visit me, and instead of fighting, we'll draw it out, okay?
Just draw your OCs fighting each other.
I find it hilarious that everyone's just, like, trying to fight now, for some reason. Also, Fedora, I'm very proud of you. I'm glad that the background, even though it's not exactly what you wanted, it looks good and I'm proud of you. Anime OC fight. No, that's too much work! Oh gosh, no! It's like the last thing I want to do is do more work. I'm trying to get out of doing work, guys. I want to be lazy. Okay, if you want to add atmosphere, I've learned from all of the professionals. Just put fog in it. Look, now it looks like she's in an atmosphere. And all I did was put a gradient on it and lower the opacity. It took me like 4 years to learn this, and that's sad. Okay, I can finally pull out the paintbrush. Because I haven't been using one yet. Yeah. Ben says she wants to be lazy, yells at me for also wanting to be lazy. Yeah, but look, okay, everything, I don't want to work hard so that you can be lazy, though. No, I don't want to do that. I'll tell you what I will do, though. I will support you, and then, you know, when you've worked for that laziness, I will also be lazy with you, because I'll have also worked for that laziness. We can be happy lazy people together. Okay, I'm gonna actually clean this up and make this girl exist.
Alright, I'm gonna jump off for a bit. I may return.
Yeah, if I'm still streaming.
Yes. Goodbyes. I vacate. Poof.
Poof. And away he go. You had that Discord, lol. Yeah, that's what happens. Okay, gotta make sure that this... Okay, now actually if I want to do these correct, sorry, I'm gonna make a new one. I'm gonna make it at 30 by 30 pixels. And I'm going to put that down, grab a pixel. I'm actually gonna pixel these eyes. How big is this brush? 196 pixels. And we'll anti-alias it. And then we're also gonna get another version of it, and we're gonna erase parts. Actually, what I might do is I might do it bigger and then erase parts. So I'm gonna make it that big. Then I'm gonna erase parts, because I can. How long do you have to learn the script? What? I'm confused by that one. How many people went to check their Discords? Yeah, that happens. Which drawing tablet do you use? I use a Cintiq. It's a pretty big tablet, actually. It's absolutely wonderful, and I love it. But like most things, it's expensive, so I wouldn't particularly recommend other people buying it. That doesn't look right. Trying to figure out how far apart I want these. I guess I could just do them like this. Okay, if I'm ever doing this again, I'm making a brush for this. Because it would be twice as fast. I just hear Amy's clicking. Oh. Oh. I'll turn the music up a bit more. There you go. Do you always do warm-up sketches? I actually don't. I kind of forget that you can do that. So sometimes if I've got a lot of work, I'll just jump into it and leave it at that. Oh yeah, if you hear clicking, by the way, it's actually my keyboard. So in Photoshop, if you want to draw a straight line, you hold down Shift. So one hand is holding Shift down while the other one is drawing the line. Oh. Okay, that's about halfway, so I'm just gonna do the smart thing. Yeah, I think the 1 pixel might have been too much. So both eyes aren't going to be the same size either, so I gotta make one slightly thinner. Then cover that up. Yeah, I really wanted like robot styled eyes. There we go. Shimijis still exist. Yeah, they do. Yeah, these are Shimijis. So this is a Shimiji. This is my OC Ethan. Kimiko is stuck to a wall over here for some reason. They're very, very cute, and I really like having them around. They're kind of like extra company. Okay, now now, if I've got light, most of it will be coming from that side. This side will be darker. I'll probably grab out the lasso for this. Ethan, no! Look what you did, Ethan! So rude. Trying to get the right shape of this so I don't have to do it twice. And then what we want to do is, it's gonna be like almost a sheen on it, so I'm gonna do this. Well, Ethan, bad boy. They really are like children. Yeah, they are. I love having them in here. This is where I can actually start texturing stuff and I feel more like I'm in my element. This picture wasn't supposed to take me long. Originally, most of the work would have been put into the sketching phase and everything else would have just kind of been done in atmosphere with just gradients, but I think painting is my passion, so I kind of get excited when I'm like, oh, I can paint it now, huzzah! Then it's more interesting for a stream, I guess, to watch somebody paint. I did some artwork that was just line arted and gradiented, which was, it went up on Annie's channel yesterday for a picture, a video he did. And I was quite happy with how that came out, so I wanted to do another atmospheric picture, which is what this one was for. Okay, I'm gonna have just a tiny bit of a thicker color underneath. And then I want reflective-ish qualities, so there'll be probably a very high contrast in the colors. Like this here is the sun hitting it, so you'd have a very high contrast here in comparison to other places. There'd also probably be a bit of a glow. What first got you into painting? Funnily enough, I did not like the idea of painting, because I thought I'd screw it up. And then I found an artist called Trent Kanuga who does a lot of painted works, but he works for Blizzard. And his work was ridiculously inspiring. And I went from being worried about painting over something to then realizing that if I don't like it, I can just paint over it again, which is kind of nice. And I kind of realized that it's kind of like sketching but with colors, and you sketch and sketch until eventually you've got a picture you just love. So I'm very, very happy I got into painting. I don't think I would have if it wasn't for him. And he was really, really, really amazing. I got to do a collab with him a couple of years ago. My art's changed a hell of a lot since I did artwork with him, which is funny. But a lot of my improvements and stuff, honestly, it's because of him, which is nice. That and my sister draws really, really nice pictures as well. But every now and then she'll paint something. Her paintings are just insane. I'm just like, I wish I could do that. And now I can, because I work hard to do the same thing. It's kind of cool. Never thought of painting like sketching. Yeah, it's literally that, because when I do pixel art you basically paint. but with little squares. And I didn't realize that painting was basically the same. So I really wish I'd realized it earlier, because I feel like my art would have progressed so much faster if I had. So I'm a little bit sad that I didn't, but at the same time, oh my gosh, look how nice that visor looks! Ah! Okay, I'm good now. But yeah, no, I really, really wish I could have done stuff like this sooner. It's just more fun too, actually. Like, I really enjoy just sitting there rendering one face. I've spent like a month on one picture, and I never thought I could do that either. Turn the music down a tiny bit. You just joined and you're sorry for being late. Oh, that's okay. Thank you for joining. To be honest, I'm just like happy people are happy to join in. That's pretty much like all I could ask for. Okay, I'm putting a warmer. Okay, so what I'm doing here, to people who don't know, is the difference between light colors and dark colors is often also associated with warm and cold. So I've gotten a warm color that goes between the really warm and then the really cool dark tones, and instead I'm starting to like add a warm shift between the two. It just makes it feel like it's warmer, which is what I'm after at the moment. So what's the longest it's been to draw something? A month. And that was a picture of Laz and Ethan that I did, which I'll grab it because I remember where it is. So the picture that took me the longest to do was this one. I even had another artist give me a hand with critique on it, so he helped me fix some of the lighting issues and make it pop more. But this is my favorite picture. There's all these tiny little hints of my story in here, from like these things being used in later stuff that Ethan likes to use. This existing here with this little dinosaur because of Alec, and he legitimately asked me where the damn dinosaur was when I finished this picture, so I had to draw one in. There's blueprints for stuff, there's more blueprints for stuff, there's a sweater in here, and there's a picture of two characters which I drew a while ago, which I put in there as well. So like I was so happy with this when I finished it. And like Ethan, because I normally draw him a lot older, he's normally 19. He's drawn about 8 to 10 here, and this is the first time he ever saw something mechanical, because mechanical stuff does not exist in the Elven cities. So they had a human mechanic come in with this big robotic arm, and Ethan's just like completely mesmerized because this guy's got something that's like lit up, but it's not with magic. He's got a robot arm that's moving, and it's just like, whoa, okay then, please teach me how to do stuff. And the thing he's working on is something that I want to draw later, which is a hoverboard, which is something I actually gave Ethan when I first made him, so I'm so excited I could bring it back into like the story when I decided to finally get into it. But yeah, no, those are the kinds of things that I really wanted to add into my images, and I've gotten a lot better at creating a feeling for a moment, I think, in my artwork, which is something I didn't have previously. Everything was just drawing a headshot or drawing a single small picture of something. Now it's drawing a moment, which I'm really happy about. And the fact that the detailed background is so detailed is very nice. Thank you! I'm so proud of it. I worked so hard on it, and I'm happy with how it turned out. And I do need to stick it up on my wall. I actually would love to put that one up as a print on my store, but I gotta make sure it's big enough for that. But for fans of OC Chronicles, like it's kind of like a piece for them as well, for the few people that really have stuck with it, and I really appreciate that too. You suck at backgrounds, but you need to take time to... I'm so proud of you! Thank you! Saying that you suck at something now, but you can take time to learn to do it better, that's the kind of mentality that you need, and that's the kind of thing that I've been trying to teach myself for the last few years. It's better for your self-esteem, and it kind of gives you the hope that, yeah, you will get this good. It's just going to take some practice and some studies. But you can do it, so I'm very proud of you. Okay, I'm gonna get out my soft brush because I've got my hard brush at the moment and I want to do soft skin tones. I don't want that tool, no. Painting is great. I can spend as long as I want in one place. Yay! You're really inspiring. Aw, thank you. To be honest, obviously I don't think anyone ever really thinks of themselves as like inspiring or even helpful in that regard. Like, you know, you do what you think is best, and sometimes it's not, but sometimes to somebody it is, and it's great. The internet is an amazing place because I can bring so many like-minded people to my stuff, and we can all geek out about how great OCs are and how much fun a robot girl in a overgrown city is. It's like the cool stuff. But also, I like the fact that everyone can ground themselves and we're all on the same playing field. Okay, so there's a little bit of texture. I don't think she'd really have normal skin in this one, so I'm gonna try and keep the skin kind of, in a small sense, still mechanical. So it'll have like extra shine on it where normal skin would not, and less shape on certain features as well. So like your lips would normally have, like this weird muzzle piece that actually goes like this under there, and that creates the chin, and so you got like that kind of shape, but obviously I'm not sticking that shape on. We normally only like show a small dimple underneath, but it took me ages to figure out how that shape existed. I'm just like, oh, it does exist. That's why my people always look like they don't have a mouth. And this one she won't, because she's not built for it specifically. I think she looks alright so far. We'll do the smart thing after it's saved and pull it out on another. Okay, I'm gonna be smart and close some of these things down. Okay. She's beautiful. Ah, thank you. I'm glad you guys like it so far. You like painting, but yesterday when my family was painting, I had to stay out because I'm sick. Aww. Well, I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, creating stories for OCs is good fun. I love, like, absolutely love stories and world building. And unfortunately, I try not to critique artwork much, just because I don't really have a lot of time on my hands, and I don't want to steer people in the wrong direction, if that makes sense. So at the moment I try not to, but maybe in the future. At some point I do want to open up lessons when I get a bit better and I'm understanding light and form and stuff a bit better. I don't actually like that much, so I think I'll take that off. Of course I can't take it off, so now I gotta paint over the top of it like a smart person. Well, there you go, there's a good example. You can paint over it, it's great! You're fine, spelling is terrible and it's hard to do that. Have you saved recently? Yeah, I did save. My fingers actually save automatically. Because I am so used to it now. I wonder if I could put some purple in here. So, like, make it look even cooler. Cooler as in the temperature, not as in, like, cool, man. It's funny, actually, I didn't start playing with cooler themed colors in my shadows until I saw Finn's artwork, actually. It was one of their pictures, I saw their color palette, and I'm just like, oh wow! Theirs is so much nicer than mine. Why is this so much nicer than mine? So I did a cheat and I color picked to see what they were doing. I'm sorry, I'm stealing all of your secrets. But you know, yeah, I did. I really wanted to figure out like how to do colors well because my colors were very muddy for a long time and I couldn't figure out why they were muddy because I didn't understand color theory and like the general gist of a lot of things. So I'm just like, okay, well I don't understand how this works. But obviously some of my friends actually understood a lot more than me and so I started paying a little bit more attention. Trying to get this bit right is a pain in the neck. Not her neck particularly, but in general. Trying to create basically the underside of the face. Giving it enough depth where it exists, but not so much that it takes over. That's a bit better. Okay. Okay. You like playing with colors? Yes. Yay! One day we should. I'm probably gonna go to bed when I finish streaming because I tend to have a habit of streaming late. But yeah, at some point when we're both free, like I'm free all week, so if you're free at all, let me know. It'd be fun to call and like do art stuff. Okay, actually I just realized, so her hair is gonna be really, it's gonna be made out of metal, so I actually get to put the shine on it. Yay! Okay, and then I'm gonna put that color, nope, that's not the color I want. So I'm gonna start going into red. That's the color I want. So I can go vibrant here, and then I'll go less vibrant later. I can just adjust the hue on it, and then it'll take down my vibrancy. Basically, I want the brightest thing on the page will probably be the plants, baby. Or I guess her hair, so she is the focal point. Shiny hair, dab, lol. What is your favorite form of art? Painting. Digital painting, specifically. I think it's because I can let loose. I don't have to worry about stuff as much. And it's I don't have to worry about somebody else like breaking it either. I mean, my computer might cause issues, but the likelihood of it is not as high as like somebody accidentally spilling something or picking it up with their dirty fingers, which when you have siblings, you'd be surprised how often that does, you know, like happens. So this is just like more relaxing for me. Can put on music, can delve into doing this. Don't have to worry about anything. It's just so nice. What do you think about anime? Anime is great. Just like cartoons and movies is great. It's pretty much all it is it's an animated movie because whatever story they were trying to tell didn't work in as a live action. It only worked, like anime only really works, or like the shonen and stuff like that only really work as an anime. It couldn't really work as live action, which is why I guess a lot of them translate so badly. I really like how she looks. I'm actually really proud of this so far. Okay, I'm gonna go into pink because it's a bit cooler. And that's gonna put the shine on. Because you need a bigger contrast in there. There's also another thing I can do, which I might do actually, is let's view, click that one first, so that one, and then view proof setup. You've seen me do this a couple of times. Custom. I want gray. Ta-da! Now it's grayscale. Now I can actually check my values. And as you can see, the values for her is not bright enough on the hair compared to the background behind her. Don't tell anybody, Amy, you're my favorite. Thanks. I appreciate that. That's great. You just noticed the little characters moving around the bottom. Yep, little shimmijis. Isn't that right, Ethan? Ain't she pretty? Look at her. He's not very cooperative. Yeah, drawing is amazing for venting feelings and stuff. And you can be more cryptic, I find, with drawing, which is nice. You can get away with a lot more than you would if you were to just say something. Like there's a picture I drew of Ethan and his grandpa. And it's one of my favorite pictures, even though it's just a sketch. I'll find it. This one. I love this sketch. But these are, like, there's obviously words on it. But I don't think words could really explain the look on Ethan's face. And that's why I like this picture so much. There's a few little pieces that are off and that I'd fix now, but ultimately, like, this is the kind of art I like. I like capturing a moment. Yeah, it is a good therapy method. I love it for that. This one was event for work and stuff. I had been so busy with so many different projects and stuff, and fitting in is hard sometimes, so like, this is just nice. Also, this is themed off my own grandpa, who's not around anymore, and I miss him a lot. So this is like really big for me. But I like pictures like that. It's nice to have something that means something. Like, to you specifically, it'll mean more, but for everyone else, they can get a glimpse of how you feel, and that's just nice. Look at the difference. This is why I love texturing. Like, this is just smooth. This isn't even like, I'm gonna add like little scratch marks and stuff, so she doesn't look completely brand new. But like, it's nice just seeing the difference there. Okay, we can start getting some darker. I'm going to deselect so I don't have the thing anymore. Yeah, self-love is important. It's something I struggle with a lot, so. Oh, it's okay. He's been gone for a long time, so it's like one of those things though. Like obviously it's hard when you lose anybody. But yeah, like I like bringing a personal feeling to my work, and I do a lot to my stories too. There's a lot of personal things that go into some of my stories that I'll just sort of like go up and down with. And I guess that's how you can make a moment feel more real, is when you've experienced it. So it's great, and it's both great and bad at the same time, I feel like, because sometimes it'll make people upset, which is obviously the intention for certain things. But it's great because you can't convey that if you've never felt it, so. Need a hug, Amy. No, I'm okay. I'm actually like perfectly fine. Aw, thank you so much, Jenny. I feel like I'm gonna always say your name wrong because I'll go to say Jenny, but then I say it incorrectly. Hi. Are you okay?
I gave you a hug.
Oh. And you came to give me hugs anyway, guys. I got a free hug.
Yeah.
Look how cute she looks.
She does. But not as cute as you. Ah! That.
Wow, he stabbed. He is the only dude for me. We summoned Andy. Yes, you did. You summoned Andy. I'm very proud of you guys. Okay, I'm gonna... Let's up the contrast, shall we? That looks a bit cooler, but I feel like that might be too much. Yeah, no, I don't really like that one much, so I'll put that back at 0. I'll put the contrast up a little bit, because it does help, so. There is only one dude for me too. Oh, I'm happy for you. It's nice when you find someone that you can kind of just enjoy the company of. They don't have to do anything and you're happy to be there with them. This is why friends are also great. I wish my hair was this anime. You only have one person for you, your dog. I can appreciate that very much. Andy's worth more to me than a dog, which is surprising, I know. That's like the biggest shocker of everyone's life. But yeah, no. I love him more than a dog. He also puts up with all of my bullshit, so... I'm kind of tempted to make this yellow. But I guess this... Oh, actually, if I make it this color, then it fits in with the rest of her thing. Also, I think this needs to go out like that, because it feels like it wasn't quite right. So I'm going to actually put some texture, because right now everything's too smooth. So I'm going to put some texture on after I've cleaned the whole thing up, It might take me a while to actually clean everything properly, but yeah. People were talking about them having dogs. Rude, I don't have a dog yet. We might be getting one soon. So, yeah. Sorry, checking my messages like a smart person. I often forget to check my messages, and then I check them after and realize I've missed something important out. I'm having a lot of fun just trying to put in like what looks like a shiny surface. Obviously this is nowhere near as good as a seasoned pro who understands metal textures so well that like they could draw anything and give it a metal texture that looks so convincing. But for now, this is like, it's not bad, so. Gonna do that, and I'm gonna grab the thing and make it glow. Just a little bit. 'Cause I can. I like her visor a lot. Okay, if I put light just at the bottom, then it kind of just looks like it's just hit it. How do you make something glow? You get one color, you blob it on somewhere, and then you just put a little bit of a gradient blur around it. Or you can just blur it. That also works. That's also how you make things look like they're in the distance. What happens if I do this? Okay, it takes the color off that I want, so I'm not going to do that for now. At some point what I'll do is I'll like adjust all the color hues of everything, and I should be able to get the values that I really want. Why can't my hair be shiny? I know, right? I want shiny hair. How nice would that be? You could have like super shiny hair, and then washing it, you could literally just rinse it and it would come out sparkling clean. Heck, you could go through a drive-through and get your hair done with like the car washer things. How great would that be? Basically, I'm looking for the lazy way of how to live. Okay, I'm gonna actually make this a darker. So, if I'm going for a smaller brush, it means that I'm trying to make it sharper. Sharper is generally better if you're trying to grab attention for something and show off the detail. If you want to keep it smooth, you generally want to go for a thicker, bigger brush. And it normally has blurry edges, because it just makes things easier, I suppose. There's going to be really, really simple ways of shading things like these, which I will do, because why not when it's available. But I'm going to do all of her first, and then the stairs. Oh boy, so much stuff. Anyone know how to do perspective? Unfortunately, perspective is awkward. There is one tutorial on YouTube though that I found quite helpful. It is called it's by BAM Animation, or Banimation, something like that. They did one for perspective grids where they show you basically what and how you use a proper perspective grid. That was really, really helpful because I'm a complete noob with perspective. I did not use it much in any of my pictures. Basically, everything was front on, so I only had 1 point perspective, which is it looking at the camera. Or I didn't have any, because none of my pictures had backgrounds. Now I'm starting to do pictures where sometimes the perspective of the background can obstruct certain things. Like you don't see the sole of her foot on here, because the perspective of this is higher than the plane of it. So technically her foot would come underneath almost a little bit. It starts getting really complicated. But yeah, I definitely suggest just if you struggle with one thing and you know what that one thing is, look up anything to do with tutorials on YouTube for it, because genuinely there are so many artists who have amazing tutorials that you could use. So definitely look it up. I'm not going to tell you to go look at like a tutorial from mine because I don't have one on perspective and I don't want to lead you in the wrong direction. Okay, I wonder if I can go even. Don't use white. I can't use white on this. Oh, I got a fun thing. Let's do a fun thing. Sorry, Ethan. Okay, this is fun. We can change the color scheme. So that's what she looked like if she was blue. Oh, the purple looks cool. It's actually a darker hue too. Oh, I like the bright pink too. Okay, so I'm cheating now. I like this, so if I like it, I will have it. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is called cheating. And I want that one. And you do this, this. Everything goes back to normal except for her hair color. How great is this, right? And then you can play with the settings. You can make it like ridiculously deep red, which would stand out very heavily because it'd be the only thing really bright. Or you can make it lighter, you can make it in the middle. Like, that's a cool color. Look how much more vibrant that looks. I'm just gonna... Where is it? Yeah, I can do it on there. Oh, actually, I'm gonna keep some of that there. And put it where, like that. Haha! Look at me go! Then I can cheat just a tiny bit. Sweet. Now this stands out more, so the eyes stand out, which can grab your attention a bit more now. Yeah, I really like this kind of thing. So now we've got like a full character face done and new colors. So this is the fun, right? You can pull out all of these really cool ideas. And welcome! This is a stream where I teach people how to cheat. That's pretty much what I'm pretending to do, I think. Okay, if I go this color, put a little bit of that on here. Got a habit of putting the wrong kind of form in. Do I want a dark colored dress to contrast the light stuff? I don't think I really need it specifically. Also, this should be light. Her fingers. Now this is metal, so metal is not going to react the same way as skin. I can get away with using much stronger contrasts, and technically it would be more reflective than I've drawn it, but I don't really think I'm good enough of an artist to figure out how to put like all of the extras in here. I can put a little bit of the colors though. So I can put this color in from this. That's one color I can do. And I can have the same thing that pops up sort of like under here. And that'll actually help me contrast this sky a bit more. Trying not to do too much though. Then we'll grab this one and we'll just go spam. I've learned that I've started making a lot more weird sound effects since I started painting. Shiny skin, sorry, I just saw that typo. Because she's not human, her skin can now be shiny, pretty much. Are you drawing with a mouse? No, no, I'm drawing with a tablet. I am not skilled enough to draw the mouse. I do know someone who draws... Okay, he doesn't draw with the mouse as much anymore now that he has a tablet that works. But he used to draw with a mouse quite a lot, and like his stuff was ridiculously good, and it made me jealous because he was drawing with a damn mouse and it was nicer than mine, and I was drawing with a tablet. Friends, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I kind of want this to merge with this. And after that, I'm gonna... Can I get a darker color than that in? I probably could. I can probably get a pretty dark color in. If I just like... Oh, what if I had a light coming from under there? That'd look kind of cool. Although I suppose I don't need to as much. Yeah, the whole point of the black and white version, for anyone who doesn't know, is I'm looking at my values. So how everything looks in black and white, it shows you if something is too hard to see in comparison with the color behind it or next to it, etc. If everything stands out on its own in black and white, then you know you've got your values correct. Because sometimes you kind of don't notice with color just how many of your values are actually kind of merged. Because there's been points where I've drawn something and I've had two colors, and they're actually almost the exact same color if you put them on value. So if I grab this color and put it in the sky, and if I put it further up in the sky, yeah, so you can see this color up here, and you can barely at all see it in the grey version. So that's what I mean. So you would still see this in a picture because the contrast of the actual colours, but the value is so off that you wouldn't see it. So this is the good thing with learning about your values and stuff, and then seeing how something just looks overall. Like, that's added more value to the back of her hair through there. So you can see it a bit better. It doesn't mesh with the bush behind it. Is kind of like the stuff I'm trying to start to think about. And then you can also use the blue. So now there's a bit of glow underneath. So it helps change it even further. Any cheap tablets you can buy? I don't know if they do bamboo tablets anymore, sadly. But Wacom do have some good tablets. Hyun, I think, has some cheap tablets, but I find them to be a little bit unreliable, so I don't really use them anymore. Also, please don't paint your hair shiny like this unless they're a robot. Shiny hair, when it's like so shiny it shouldn't exist, is painful to look at sometimes. Unless it's your style, I suppose, then it's like, I get it, but it becomes hard to add other textures in. Okay, I'm gonna go into this again. Kinda like doing a Pokemon character in a small way. So I'm trying to find colors that I actually really like. That's probably close to the kind of color I want. It's got a very slight warm tone to it, but not too much. Yeah, I'll be hopping off soonish because we've been going for 2.5 hours. So, yeah. I'm using Photoshop to draw, as I always do. Might help if I don't use pencil anymore. You really like standing wherever my brushes are. Okay, I'm gonna try and fix all this now. I feel like everyone's got this habit of over-detailing everything. I probably need to chill on it a tiny bit. But it's so hard not to just want to detail everything. Whew. I mean, realistically, in terms of, so I can see where people's parents are coming from when you talk about art as a career. So being an artist for a career is difficult. you kind of have to build up a very big reference for yourself in terms of like, you've got to create a stage presence, I guess. So people need to be able to see and admire your work is one thing. But there's also a lot of competition, and this isn't generally a bad thing. I'm very happy that there's a lot of artists nowadays. But there's only so many jobs you can get in like game companies and stuff, and there are more jobs that come up, obviously, but you do have more than one person going for those kinds of positions, and it is hard being an artist for a living. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the easiest job, and it's not always fun in games. Most people will always think, oh, you know, I get to draw for a living, it's, you know, that's the best thing ever. But there's going to be projects you get that you don't want to do and you have to. It's just work like every other job. And then there's other times where you get a job and it's just like the best thing you've ever had and you're just like, ah, yes! So it's difficult. It is a very good idea, and a lot of parents will push it to have a backup job. So if you want to do art and whatnot, I would suggest studying something else for a career to start with, or a job, just to keep you earning money and being able to stay on your feet, and you learn art on the side, or you fund your art anyway, because you can learn daily, like that's not going to stop even if you've got another job. So you learn kind of how to do both, I guess. One will keep you afloat, and it's a backup when you can finally like earn enough money to live on from art. But it's definitely not my first thing to say, yeah, just go for it. It's stressful. It is very stressful. So it's, yeah. Stop being logical, this is the internet. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to unfortunately break the mold every now and then and tell you guys that you can't just, you've got to think about things. I don't want to see people give up everything so that they can draw just to regret it, and it's just not fair. Have you ever had to draw something you didn't want to draw? Okay, so every week I'll get a commission or get a job from one of the companies that I work for, and I won't want to do it. It happens like once a week. Either there's no passion on my part for that job, there's no excitement, the deadline's short, or, you know, there's a million reasons why I might not want that job, but I have that job. And you kind of just have to suck it up and do it, and it sucks, but you have to do it, so you do it. And that's just how it is. So you'll find yourself going to a game company if that's what you want to do, and then find out that you're an intern or you're new from it, so you might get stuck painting rocks. I mean, honestly, right now, I would love to be painting rocks at a game studio. I am just saying. Because texturing is fun, and I actually like texturing. That's one of my favorite jobs, and I didn't realize that until years after I was, like, doing art for a living. But, yeah, you've got to be careful with it, because you really don't want to have art become a burden to where you don't want to draw anymore. Because that does happen too. Burnout is a thing. You just want to be as good as me with my art. Well, if you keep like studying and working hard on it in your spare time, or just make 5-10 minutes a day to draw, then you'll get as good as me. You gotta study though. Don't just draw the same thing over and over until you've perfected how it looks, because it'll still look the same if you don't know why it doesn't look right the first time. You gotta keep at it. It doesn't, like, go away. But yeah, no, you're like, it's not hard to get as good as me. I think it's harder to stick with it and be consistent than it is to get to the skill level, I would say. like half of my time is taken up by work, so I can't spend all my time studying. Otherwise, I'd probably be a lot better than I am right now if I had all that free time to just do art study. That'd be nice. But you know. You're drawing every chance you get. That's great. What's your favorite part about art? Funnily enough, what I'm doing right now, sitting here, rendering a single image, no time limit, there's no deadline, it doesn't matter how she looks when I finish, the only person critiquing it is myself, and I'm a terrible person at critiquing things, I go too far, but you know, she's pretty, I'm happy, and it's relaxing, and I don't have to worry about anything. This is my favorite part of art, the process, which is what it should have been. So for the longest time, the process wasn't my favorite thing about art. I just wanted to get pictures out so that people would follow me. And that did not do good for me or my art. That caused a lot of problems with burnout. It made me very self-conscious after a while about my work, because I'd be pumping pictures out so often. They had no quality, they had no feel to them. Whereas now it's very different. They're done because I have a passion for it and I'm enjoying the actual drawing process itself. And I think that's where I've started learning more too, because I'm looking at the process and I'm not thinking, oh, I don't want to do this, it's too much work. Instead it's, oh my gosh, yes, now I can render her face. It's just nice. You followed... Oh, sorry, you retracted your message. I was going to say, it's nice to see you pop up on Twitter. We use it quite often. Bye, Finn! I love you, I miss you! And we're going to talk at some point. Yeah, I try to talk to everybody as well if I can, so... I don't want people to feel like they're left out. They're here for, like, interaction, so that's what I'm gonna do. Because I'm a person that likes interaction with other people every now and then. I'm slightly extroverted, where I need to talk to people every now and then. Otherwise I'd like vacate to my small sanctuary called Photoshop, which is kind of made by a crappy company, so it's not that great right now. One day hopefully they'll fix it. This is the other cheap method of grab the thing that you want and then put gradients around the outside and suddenly it feels 3D. Look how nice it looks, and all I did was put a gradient on it. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the middle. And then I can stop painting it. Whoop. I just pressed Control H, by the way, so this thing is still here. And it stops me from painting outside the lines. That's pretty much all it does, which is so good. It's like the best thing. How do you shade? You have to learn ambient occlusion, and you have to learn lighting, and you're going to have to look both of them up, please, and do a study on it. So listen to people's videos on what lighting and everything is, then do some practice drawings on how to shade something just to get the shape of it across, and then draw other things that are based on getting the lighting across. Both of them are different things, and both of them are required for you to shade something. So you're gonna need to actually, like, there's no simple answer of, like, you know, oh, just look at the lighting, because everything has a form here, and I have to be able to convey that form through only the shadows and that I've got, so yeah. You love the magic wand tool? Yeah, it's pretty useful. Okay, so in another 10 minutes I'm going to hop off because it is getting a little bit later. Yay! I'm glad you like the study bins. I do want to do more. Like, that's definitely one of the ones that I wanted to do more of. I've just been a little bit preoccupied at the moment because we're getting close to moving, and I have done no packing. And I've been busy with work because I've been working for a couple of people and working on a couple of random projects with like different companies and stuff, and my merch shop, which will be going up soon, which every design is taking me like a day or two to make, in like the broad sense of I will design it and then I will create the actual like finished polished design, and then I will test it, buy one after I've like got it to the point where the preview looks good, check it, and then put it up. So there is a lot of like things. I don't have other people to check all of my product quality. So the whole thing is done by myself and Andy, who really wanted one of my designs. So once I've checked some of the other stuff, it'll actually be available to put up. I'm not going to be able to put up pins yet. I've got to save for those because they're going to cost me to put them up. So I'm not going to do those right away, but I have a couple of designs that I'd like to do eventually. So at the moment, to get them up faster, I'm going to be putting them as like the whatever donations or merch sales I get, etc. will go towards being able to put them up. I have an idea for like a full set of pins at some point that I want to do. I wanted to do them for ages, and that was something I designed a while ago, so I'm going to see if I can do that at some point if what I've got up now does well. The new hoodie looks so cool. You'll be excited then because there's more than one new hoodie. So I've designed one tote bag. I do have another tote bag design that I'm going to put up. And then there is 3 hoodies, another one that I've designed but I haven't made yet. I'm not sure when I'm going to put that one up. And then there is a t-shirt design and a custom made sports bra for the ladies for a cosplay thing that I did, and a print. And then there's phone cases that I made. So there's a lot that I've made. I've made some cute and some cool stuff, so there is some stuff for the guys for a change, because it always sucks when you don't have something that works for everybody. Yeah, I'm still alive. What do you think, Boss? Would think that I would stream for like less than 3 hours? So yeah, no, if you really like my stuff and people buy it, then I can make more. And I have a lot of designs, and I actually have some other stuff that I want to make at some point. So the more sales I get, the bigger my merch can become, to the point where it can just become super fun. Oh man, like I wanted to get I actually want to make like some OC Chronicles theme stuff for the fans of it, because I know not everyone here is a fan of OC Chronicles. Like it's not a big phenomenon, but I do want to do some stuff for the fans. One of the ones I wanted to do was a poster of every single one of Tama's candy medicines he has, along with what they do. So it would have a full, like, chart. It'd be a poster of it. And I really, really want to do that one. Just because it'd be funny and it's a good reference for myself to have. I have done a little bit of voice acting, but not a lot. It's something I'd like to do, but I don't have a lot of time at the moment. My closet would be Amy's hoodies if I could choose. Yay! Yeah, no, I'm really excited for these, hoodies and stuff. They are all over prints. I'm gonna cheat and actually show people. I'm gonna take a screenshot of okay guys, so this hoodie exists. You've seen the butterfly one. This is one for fans of mine, but it also just looks cool, and this is the front. So every hoodie design I've made has a front and a back design, and they're not normally the same. So I'm trying my best to do really cool designs. Ones that both boys and girls can wear that just look cool. So I don't know why you do that, because I sound nothing like Mac in the slightest. How do you make HD skins? Painting studies. Praise it. That looks cool. Yay! So for fans of mine, you'll know what this is. And I worked hard on that one, but I wanted to have the shadows consuming the hoodie. So the inside's purple, because it hasn't been consumed yet, but the hood has also got it all over. So that one's one hoodie design that I got. I'm waiting for another one to be approved, because I changed a bit of the design on it so it would work. So there's a cute one, a cool one, and then an in the middle one which works for either, which was based off a design that I'd done for fun. I put her up as a poster. I wasn't expecting to end up making cosplay stuff, but yeah, that's another thing I've done. I wanted to make merch I would wear, because I just thought it would be more exciting to do that. But yeah, my shop will actually be open for everybody to buy stuff in August, just after my birthday. So probably around the 10th or so, which I think is about a week after. Gives me time to test things and get some more stuff sent out so that I can test the quality and do a video and everything on it and show off my pride of all the things that I'm making, because I'm genuinely happy with how they look. So you're new, but I still love my art a lot. Oh, thank you. I'm happy. One only problem with me finding cool merch is that I can't buy it. I mean, that's something you can just, like, eventually you can ask for it for a birthday or something, or you can, what's it called? You can save for it, that's the thing, because, like, these are going to be around for a long time. It just means you got something that you can work towards, which I guess is kind of nice. You end up having, like, a goal, which I wish I had more of, actually, because, like, I've got all of the stuff that I need, so I guess my goals now are to be able to afford, like, certain merch that I want. I'm also going to do the giveaway at some point with the Gabranth tattoos that I got, the stick-on ones. I am so excited for stick-on tattoos! Yay! I've been wanting those for ages, so the fact I finally am getting some, I'm, like, super hyped. I'm gonna run around with, like, tattoos. I gotta figure out where I'd have mine if I was an elite. You're a little bit new to my channel, you're still trying to watch all my videos. Oh, I'm happy that you've stuck around. I mean, like, to be honest, even if you didn't really, like, watch all of them, or you only liked, like, a couple of type of videos of mine, like, that's more than enough for me. Amy uses Cintiq. Yes, I do. I have a really expensive tablet, so, I can't really say that I have, one that most people should go buy, because it's too expensive for that. But you can go in and pick up tablets for a couple of $100 or $100 or so, depending on, like, what you want to buy. I would say go Wacom if you can afford it, because their quality is higher and I find that they last for really long. So it's definitely worth it. How do you spell it? Wacom is W-A-C-O-M. That'll just type in Google and just say tablets and look up which ones you want. That also works. I noticed that people tend to use other people as their Google search engine instead of just using Google. At some point I'll be smart and actually get a reference for this. This kind of reminds me of like Astro Boy when I used to watch it. I used to love shows like that when I was young. I'm still young, but you know, like younger. If that makes sense. Fugger. Whoa. Never seen Astro Boy. It's definitely something worth watching. Alrighty, so I've been going for a good amount of time. So I'm gonna hop off and I'm gonna finish this one maybe the next time I stream. I've actually got a week off for a change, so I might actually be able to stream during the week for once. So I will see you guys hopefully this coming week. Thank you so much for coming, I really appreciate it. I will see you guys later. Bye.